Adidja Azim Palmer was born on January 7, 1976, in Kingston, Jamaica. He grew up in the Waterford district of Portmore, a large suburb of Kingston known for its poverty and violence. Palmer was the youngest of 6 children and grew up in a household with a single mother who worked hard to provide for her family. Palmer was drawn to music from a young age and would often spend hours listening to the radio and singing along to his favorite songs. He was particularly influenced by the reggae music of Bob Marley, as well as the dancehall music that was popular in Jamaica at the time. Despite his love of music, Palmer struggled in school and eventually dropped out at the age of 16. He began performing at local clubs and parties, but it wasn't until he adopted the stage name Vybz Kartel in 1993 that he began to gain a following. Kartel's early recordings were raw and unpolished, but they quickly caught the attention of music producers and fans alike. His breakthrough hit, Guns Like Mine, released in 2001, announced his arrival on the scene and marked the beginning of his meteoric rise to fame. Kartel's music was unlike anything that had come before it. His lyrics were raw and unfiltered, reflecting the gritty reality of life in Jamaica's inner cities. He spoke to a generation of young people who were marginalized and ignored by society, and his music provided a voice for their struggles and aspirations. Over the next several years, Kartel released a string of hit songs, including Picture This, Tech Buddy Gal, and Emergency. His music was embraced by fans around the world, and he quickly became one of the most recognizable and influential voices in dancehall music. As Kartel's fame grew, so too did his notoriety. He was often criticized for his explicit lyrics, which some felt glorified violence and drug use. In 2011, he was arrested and charged with murder in connection with the death of a Jamaican businessman. Kartel maintained his innocence, but the trial was highly publicized and closely watched by fans and detractors alike. Despite the controversy surrounding him, Kartel continued to release music from prison. His 2011 album, Kingston Story, was critically acclaimed and cemented his reputation as one of the most talented and innovative artists in Jamaican music. Vybz Kartel's influence on dancehall music cannot be overstated. His unapologetic lyrics and raw, unfiltered style paved the way for a new generation of artists who continue to carry on his legacy today. His music has been sampled by artists across genres from his legacy today. His music has been sampled by artists across genres, from Drake to Rihanna, and he remains one of the most recognizable and beloved figures in Jamaican music. Despite the controversies and challenges he faced throughout his career, Kartel never lost sight of his passion for music. He remains an inspiration to countless fans around the world, and his impact on the music industry will be felt for generations to come. In the early years of his career, Kartel was known for his hardcore, street-oriented lyrics and his provocative, in-your-face persona. He was heavily influenced by the music of other Jamaican dancehall artists, such as Bounty Killer and Beanie Man, but he also drew inspiration from other genres, including hip-hop and R&B. Kartel quickly gained a following in Jamaica, where his music was embraced by fans who were drawn to his raw, unfiltered style. As popularity grew, Vybz Kartel began to collaborate with other artists and producers, further expanding his reach. His hit collaborations with Bounty Killer, Gal Clown, and Warlord Walk helped solidify his place in the dancehall pantheon. Throughout the mid-2000s, Vybz Kartel continued to release hit after hit, cementing his reputation as one of Jamaica's most popular and controversial artists. His songs often courted controversy for their explicit lyrics and references to violence and drugs, but they also spoke to the realities of life for many Jamaicans. Despite the controversy, Vybz Kartel's popularity continued to soar, and he began to make a name for himself beyond Jamaica. He toured extensively throughout the Caribbean, the United States, and Europe, bringing his unique sound to audiences around the world.